Hi guys, it's Mark Zicree, Mr. Sci-Fi, also known as Mark Zicree of Space Command, and we're launching a Kickstarter campaign on Friday. We're going to have a special pre-Kickstarter launch for our backers, our Space Command fans, a day before. There's tons of things we're offering, but before I get to that, a few things. In this video, I want to update you as to everything that's going on with Space Command and our attendant other projects, and just kind of let you know what's available if you haven't reached out for it yet. Now, also, I'm wearing, this is the shirt I was given when I flew to New Jersey to watch the high school play of Alien, LV4 2619, and this was the shirt that they gave the volunteers, and it was an amazing, amazing day. Sigourney Weaver showed up as a surprise. It was the entire movie of Alien put on as a high school play. The kids built everything themselves from scratch. It's on Mr. Sci-Fi, so you can watch it right here on Mr. Sci-Fi. And if you haven't subscribed to Mr. Sci-Fi on YouTube, what have you been doing with your time? Subscribe and spread the word, because this is the great science fiction channel you've been waiting for. We show old movies and talk about them. We show videos. We show all sorts of stuff, including the version of Alien 3 that William Gibson wrote that never got made. We have an animatic of that here where you can watch the entire movie. There's tons and tons and tons of cool stuff. We just did a multi-part series on various audio and TV adaptations of 1984. It goes on and on. Plus, we've posted over 4 hours of Space Command. So if you haven't been here, you've been nowhere. So, but let me give you an overview of everything, because as you know, Space Command has been a project I've been working on for a few years now. And if you've been part of the Kickstarter campaigns and haven't gotten your perks, we've sent out over 53,000, almost 54,000 perks. So if you haven't gotten yours, we haven't sent out the Blu-ray or the DVD yet. We're just a couple months away from finishing the second hour of the pilot. There's 900 visual effects shots. We brought aboard Mitch Susskind, who's a three-time Emmy winner. He worked on Star Trek Discovery and Lost and Voyager and Enterprise and on. Babylon 5 back in the day. So, but I'm going to be sending out an update to all of our backers and our fans, listing everything and what you've gotten, what you haven't gotten, where you can get what you haven't gotten. Okay, and by the way, if you want to watch Space Command on Mr. Sci-Fi, you know, YouTube has commercials, or I guess if you subscribe to YouTube or whatever, or have a blocker, you can watch them without commercials. But you can also go to the Space Command store, which there should be a link below on this video, and you can buy these as downloadable content. And soon we'll have, as I say, we'll have the Blu-ray and DVDs of the first 2 hours of the show, the pilot. So here's the overview of everything, and it'll be a little patchy, I'm sure, because, you know, that's how my mind works. I came up with the idea for Space Command a few years ago. Wanted to do a hopeful vision of the future, wanted to do a show that would inspire the way Star Trek inspired me. And the fans stepped up, and over time, the fans, between selling investment shares for $7,500 each and having several Kickstarter campaigns, the fans have sent me over $2 million. That's allowed me to create, I think we've got 7 hours of Space Command that we've completed recording of and shooting of, and we're just completing post-production. And beyond that, there's more of the first season. I've written 4 hours beyond what we've shot, 5 hours, I guess. And then there's 2 more hours beyond that to write, which I've outlined, and Elaine and I are going to be writing. So there'll be the entire first season of Space Command and beyond, and then the Showrunners Network, which Space Command is part of, which includes Sweet Haven, Magic Time, Rod Serling's After Twilight, Dante's Station, Fugitive Space. And my partners on that are Rockne O'Bannon, Mark Fergus, Hawk Ostby, Joe Dougherty, others coming aboard. Rod Serling's part of the project. So it's an amazing, amazing science fiction, fantasy, and horror project, and you can be part of it. And our studio's up and running. So here's basically, let me give you an overview of things. We've shot first hour of the pilot, Redemption, and released it. We've shot the second hour of the pilot, Redemption, and are almost done with that. We've got almost virtually, I'd say 85% of the visual effects plugged in, and we're continuing it at a good pace, and we should have that done in the next couple months to make the Blu-rays and DVDs and ship. You can also get it as downloadable content. We'll also, make it available in other ways. I'm very proud of it. Doug Jones, Robert Picardo, our dear Mira Furlan, who we lost just a few months ago, Bill Mumy, Bruce Boxleitner, Mike Harney. It's an amazing, amazing, amazing cast, and I'm very proud of it. Ethan McDowell, Brian McClure, Nathaniel Freeman, on and on. Just our regular Space Command cast, and then we shot the third hour, Forgiveness, which has James Hong and our regular cast, and Farhan Tahir, and on and on. And we've started shooting the fourth hour. That's Forgiveness Part 2. And that we're building this immense alien spaceship set, which is phenomenal. I've posted videos of it in construction. We're building 2 8-foot-tall creatures, and so we're scheduled to shoot that in August, once everyone's gotten their inoculations, once everything is ready to go. And it's a huge project, and once that's done, we'll be sharing it with you. Beyond that, we did the 2-hour Space Command Pandemic episode, where the actors shot their own scenes in their own homes with their own cameras, and that 2-hour episode is here as well, Ripple Effect. It's a bonus episode that not only revisits characters we've set up in the episodes you've seen, but also sets up characters that you'll see throughout the first season, including characters played by Armin Shimmerman, Christina Moses, Nichelle Nichols. It's amazing. Ethan Phillips, it's just phenomenal stuff. Francois Chow, who plays Jules Pierre Mao on The Expanse, on and on. I'm so proud of the work we're doing. Beyond that, we recorded the entire Space Command prequel episode that starts 30 years from now and ends 30 years after that, just as the pilot starts, Redemption starts. They dovetail, and I recorded that as an audio play with our entire cast, including Mira Furlan, and that's completed. So you can order that, you can listen to it. Plus, we're doing the graphic novel of that of United Planet, of that prequel, and we combined them into what's called an animatic, an animated storyboard. So we've got about half of that done, and again, it's on Mr. Sci-Fi, but you can also pre-order the entire animatic. Now, again, we've been publishing the graphic novel as comic books, and then they'll be put together as a full graphic novel, but if you wanted the comics, here's issue 1, which has been published and is available, and it's got a great cover by William Stout. Here's issue 2, which we're readying now, which will be available soon. It's a special Mira Furlan issue, and it covers Mira Furlan's storyline in the prequel, which she recorded, and it's quite wonderful. Tani Farr is our artist on the graphic novel. She did this. This is the preliminary. It's going to look even more spectacular than that. Then there's issue 3, which is in the works, which will continue the graphic novel. That's Kasturi and Ethan McDowell on the cover, and it's by Ian McCaig, my great friend Ian McCaig, designer of Darth Maul and Queen Amidala, and many, many, many terrific movie characters. And then there's issue 4, which shows our spaceships, our alien spaceship set. That's a cover by Eric Rodriguez, who is our creature and set designer. And you can see it's pretty swell. It's a little hard. We're getting reflection off the bag. There we go. And so those are all in the works. So ultimately, you'll be able to own all 4 issues. I think the graphic novel will be completed in these 4 issues. Now, beyond that, I also wrote a story called Grizzled Space Jockey about my character in Space Command. I have 3 cameos in the 2-hour pilot, and that's in an anthology called Space 1979, and I read the entire short story on Mr. Sci-Fi. So again, you can click through and watch that. And so again, for those who've been wondering what's happened to Space Command, when are they ever going to be done, we're finishing, we're doing stuff. And the goal is, I'll give you I just typed up for our team a progress report over this year and heading into next year. I do this every year at the beginning of the year, where I look forward. I look back and I look forward. And so we've done an amazing amount during the pandemic, including moving forward on the graphic novel, finishing Ripple Effect, a new 2-hour episode, moving forward with visual effects, on and on, writing the Grizzled Space Jockey story, building the Showrunners Network. I just finished the Greenlighting Yourself book, my new book that's going to be published by Stillman James. And so we've continued. I mean, we didn't slow down during the pandemic. We ramped up. Now, continuing forward, we're launching the Kickstarter campaign this Friday. If you can pledge to it, that would be great. It'll help enormously because we need to, continue raising money to build stuff, to shoot stuff, to finish stuff, to get it to you. And But beyond that, also we're getting ready to shoot the pilot of Sweet Haven, the show I'm creating with Rockne O'Bannon that has Veronica Cartwright, Barbara Bain, Mike Harney, Bob Picardo, amazing, amazing cast, Ethan Phillips, and it's just going to be, you won't believe it when you see it. Gates McFadden is in it from Star Trek: The Next Generation, just amazing, amazing cast, and you'll love it. And beyond that, we're going to ultimately what we want is the studio to be in continual production. Elaine just wrote a pilot that got shot, and it looks like that's doing very, very well. And it looks like it has a very, very, very strong probability of selling. So more on that as I can talk about it. But again, we're up and cooking. You know, it's moving. And so let's see, what haven't I mentioned to you? You know, so okay, there's the Kickstarter campaign. There's all of this amazing stuff. The visual effects on the second hour are looking great. Moving forward, we have to raise significant money to finish completing Forgiveness, shooting the second hour, completing it. Then we want to go right into Great Solar War, which is the next 2-hour story. Then Empire, which is the next 2-hour Space Command story. Then Harvester, which is the one after that. You know, it's going to be an amazing journey that covers this huge epic story. And but right now we have 7 hours that we've shot and recorded. So we want to share it with you as soon as we can. But beyond that, I've essentially been building the sets for the human ships, the alien ships, 2 species, the Ima and the Pasara, so they're different, and then there's the Harvesters. And so my goal is to have several sound stages up and running pretty much continuously, where we're shooting on all of our different sets, which are basically being redressed. And if you ever saw The Wrath of Khan, that was basically, it's interesting, if you've ever seen it, and I love that film, Kirk and Khan are never in the same scene together. They're just talking to each other on screens. And that bridge, there's the Enterprise bridge, and then it's redressed and reconfigured to be the bridge of Khan's ship. So I love that. I love being able to do those kind of things. So I've been buying up, you know, set pieces and spacesuits from Outland and Aliens and Cloverfield Paradox and The Fifth Element and Red Planet and Thunderbirds, the Thunderbirds movie that Jonathan Frakes did, and just having a whole bunch of stuff that we can redress and utilize, you know, effectively for Space Command. And I've got stuff from the original Space Patrol. I got some costumes from that, and you know, it's really fun to be part of this tradition of science fiction and sharing it with you, because again, there's science fiction shows, many of them, that are done badly, and sometimes it's just the writing doesn't come together, the cast doesn't come together, whatever it is. For instance, I'll tell you, Stowaway. Okay, perfect example. Stowaway is a big science fiction movie. You know, it essentially is an homage or rips off Cold Equations, which is a great short story by Tom Godwin. Here's the plot problem I have with it. Damon Knight, who was one of my teachers, and he also wrote To Serve Man and many other great science fiction stories, he coined the term the idiot plot. And that means it's a plot that only works if everyone is an idiot, acts like an idiot. And a lot of science fiction falls into that category. And so here's the problem with Stowaway. Think about this, okay? If you watch this show, it's basically about a 2-year mission to Mars launches, and they discover a stowaway, a guy who was a technician. He got into an accident or whatever. He got sealed in a hatch, and he's, you know, unconscious. And they revive him, and they don't have enough air to get to Mars with him aboard, and they have to decide what to do about it. Okay, first of all, what kind of security do they have on this project? What kind of fail-safes and final checks do they have? I mean, it's ridiculous that someone could accidentally be sealed in a compartment and then launched. It's nuts. But that said, they discover him, and he comes conscious. He wakes up 12 hours into the mission. Okay, now ultimately they get like halfway to Mars. It's like, we can't turn around. We won't survive. 12 hours out, they easily could have turned around, and that's exactly, obviously, what should have happened. There's a guy aboard. We don't have enough air to get to Mars. Okay, let's turn around. We'll work up a return to Earth. It's 12 hours out on a 2-year mission, easily done. You turn the ship around. You've got plenty of fuel still. You've got plenty of everything, and you come back to Earth. and you're good. You know, it's like, okay, well, we replan the mission, we launch in 6 months again or whatever. But that was the solution, and it was the obvious solution, and yet no one was thinking of it. No one was suggesting it. It's like, no, well, we're embarked on Mars. We can't turn around. Just knucklehead, really knucklehead writing. And not to criticize, not to criticize, but Space Command is better. Watch Space Command, and if you have spare time, watch, you know, For All Mankind and watch The Expanse. I mean, those are the good science fiction shows. So, but in terms of Space Command, the plan is that we'll have, you know, right now we've got our you know, big. We've actually got two big warehouse spaces at our studio complex, but we're going to be expanding out, and we're going to be rolling camera, and we're doing tests on the sets. On, you know, we're putting all the sets together and running tests over starting Friday, running over the next few weeks. We're going to do this upcoming month. We're doing the creature test, where we put the actress in the creature suit and make sure it all works. Then we build the second one, and we start ramping up with planning the stunts, planning all the twists and turns. But we've got the alien spaceship essentially built now, which is phenomenal. And so there's tons of stuff, and you can be part of it if you've got a walk-on. Once it's safe for everyone, post-pandemic, you can do your walk-on, you can have your speaking roles, you can do, or if it's a long-distance role that you've paid for. Now, moving forward with the new Kickstarter campaign, you can get tons of perks, digital perks, physical perks, you know, you name it, and credits on the show. It's just it helps enormously. And if you want to buy Space Command shares for $7,500 each to actually get a percentage of my producer's net profits, email me at markzickery@gmail.com. I'll send you all the information. I'm happy to talk with you on the phone and tell you, you know, the ins and outs of this. What we're doing is creating a new paradigm of television, where it's the fans and the creators, they collaborate to make the show happen, to make it real. Rockne O'Bannon, who created Farscape and Defiance and Alien Nation and Sequest, and he's currently on the show Evil. He's my partner on Sweet Haven, which is part of the Showrunners Network. He is thrilled to be part of this. Mark Fergus and Hawk Ostby, who developed The Expanse for television and ran that show, they're thrilled to be part of this new experiment of collaboration between the audience and the creators, without the dumb network notes, without the wonderful shows that you never see because they are quashed before you can see them. This is not the case here. You're going to share with this all along the way. The more you want to see, the more you want to know, the better. Subscribe to Mr. Sci-Fi, spread the word. The more fans we have, we're up to 83,000 subscribers, something like that, 89,000. Yeah, I think it's 89,000. But if we can crack 100,000 and beyond, that will be terrific. You know, because we know what makes science fiction wonderful, and we're the guys who should be making it, you know, and that's it. I mean, you know, I'm so glad that we've gotten 97% thumbs up on the first hour of Space Command, and over 1 million views. Tell your friends, because you know, this is the cool place to hang out. And beyond that, if you have questions, if you have suggestions, if you want to build ray guns or spacesuits or any of that stuff, want to do Space Command posters, please jump in. There's plenty of room in the pool. And you know, I'm sure I'm forgetting tons of stuff, but that's the main stuff for now. It's for me, this is a dream come true. It's taken a while, but the Twilight Zone Companion took a while to write. Everything good takes a while, you know, and but at the end, when you do it right, it lasts. And so you know, I've got my Geiger counter, as I mentioned earlier. I just got my Geiger counter recently, and I've got my let's see. Oh, things are falling. But I've got my I'll show you this. This is a pretty fun thing. My multipass, and many other cool things. But thank you for being part of this. I love hearing compliments, positive encouragement. It really helps a lot. You know, there's so many people who just complain or just stay stuck in why isn't it the way it should be? Well, it's the way it is. But that doesn't mean you can't make something better. It doesn't mean you can't make something wonderful. It doesn't mean you can't contribute something that makes the world a better place to live. And I've been very grateful that that I learned that from the writers of Star Trek and Twilight Zone and Outer Limits, and now I'm paying it forward with my work and with the people I mentor. So that's about it for now. But definitely check out the Space Command Kickstarter campaign, which comes out this Friday. Don't miss it. And this video will also be part of an update full of visual material and information that I'll be sending out to all the fans and all the backers. If you're not on that email list, just tag it in the comments down here, and we will be happy to add you. Just so if you just give us your email, and we promise we won't be trying to sell you, Tupperware or supplements or anything like that. The list stays with us, and that's about it for now. So thanks very much, and we'll talk really soon. And glad to have you aboard. Bye, guys.